Good afternoon, hello and welcome everybody. Today, piggybacking off of a Jacksepticeye video that Demi and I watched yesterday, I'm really interested in seeing about my personality type. Apparently 16 personalities is meant to be one of the best ones to tell you, just bits about you. And I'm quite curious to see how I measure up, because I've got an idea in my head of how I am. I would love to see how much of it actually comes through. So I'm going to answer every question as if you weren't watching. I know a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people get worried that people are going to judge them, but I'm going to be completely honest and just don't roast me too much. So it should take less than 12 minutes, which is good. Answer honestly. I've already said I will. That's fine. And try not to leave any neutral answers. That's fine. We can do all of that. So first question. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people? No. No. I do not like being. Even if I know, 90% of the people that are there, I do not like being at big social gatherings. I'm very much a person that enjoys the company of, 3 or 4 people maximum, because then I don't have so much of a worry to try and interact with everybody. If there's too many people to try and focus on, too many people to try and get around to speaking to, then I will just shut off, and I will not want to speak to any of them. I often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. This, I would say, over the last few months, has become a thing I have really started doing. I will sit and think of a lot of things for Twitch, for YouTube, even when lockdown's done, things that Demi and I can do together. And yeah, I'd probably say I do enjoy doing that. So, okay. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. This is one of the big things that Demi and I really clash on. She absolutely loves having a schedule. She loves having a plan. And everything has to be kind of beard hair in my mouth. But Demi loves having a list, and she loves having an idea of things to do and going off of that. Whereas I do prefer having more of a rough list. My problem with an itinerary is if we sort of fall behind, or if something's not open, or we can't do one of the things on the list, then it feels like everything else can just drag behind it. If you have allocated time slots to things that you need to do, then sometimes it can just be really bad. So I'd probably say I like having an idea of where to go, ideas of things we can do. Like when we went to Paris, for example, we both had a look and we both decided what would be cool, what we could do. Rodin Museum, catacombs, all of that cool stuff. We knew we were going to do that. But Demi also had to look up, places we could eat and things that were near us that we could do. Whereas, I was quite happy knowing the bigger things I wanted to do. And then just winging the rest. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place. There is a word for this, and it is a French word because there is no exact English translation to this. This is known as l'esprit de l'escalier, and it effectively means the wit of the staircase. And yeah, it is all about this. You rethink conversations and, past encounters you've had with people, and you talk about things that, you think about things that you should have said instead of what you actually did say. And yes, I do think about that a lot. Back before I became a bit more confident in myself and took a bit less shit than I do now, I was a lot, like, I was such a pushover. I was such a huge pushover. And there are so many times I can recount in my head that I wish that I could have just looked someone in the eyes and just basically said, fuck you. But we live and learn. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally and not try to solve their problem. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, no matter what the problem is, I will not try and help them. Unless it's sort of, say, like, an issue I can fix. You know, if it comes down to computer repair, something like that, and they're really upset about it, yes, I will do it. But, you know, if it's women problems, if it's, you know, family drama, I'm not going to get involved in helping because I am nowhere near qualified to do any of that. But, you know, you want me to drive you and take you for a fucking McDonald's or KFC. You just want to go for a drive and, like, find an open field and cry or shoot the shit, vent. You know, this is it. This is the boy. People can rarely upset you. Again, a couple of years ago, I'd have answered this very, very differently. But lately, to be honest, not much bothers me. I think that's why I've become a lot more confident in my content. You know, again, YouTube, Twitch. I've become a lot more confident because I can take a lot of criticism. You know, I can take random trolls. I can deflect things people say. There's, you know, very rare exceptions. You know, best friends, if they actually do mean something. Well, not even if they mean something, just sometimes I get it in my head a little bit that maybe they don't like me. Side effect of anxiety, whatever. You know, Demi, my family, they can generally say stuff, and that may affect, you know, that does affect me a bit more, to be true. But other than that, no. Like, if somebody, you know, if I had a load of comments in, say, in the comments down below, you know, if I had a load of people telling me big nose, big forehead, whatever, cool, you do you. But real life as well, same deal. You know, I used to be when I was in school, secondary school, so between about 11 and 15, I think it is, 15, 16, I was very, very spotty. You know, I started developing very early, and yeah, like beard, and obviously not this good, but you know, we had a very early beard, and you know, loads of big spots, pimples, everything everywhere. I got bullied a lot, and that honestly made me really upset back then. But stuff like that, I think, hardened me up, because eventually I just grew into the mindset of, why do I give a shit what these people think? You often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. I'd agree to a point. I'm quite bad. If it's a subject we're interested in mutually, then yes. But if I am not interested in a conversation at all, truthfully, I will not bother. Like, I just won't bother. You know, if you're not going to keep the conversation going, quite frankly, I'm not interested. You had to temporarily put your plans on hold. You make sure it's your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Not really. You know, COVID, I'd say, oh, well, demonetization there. We said the word that shall not be named. But, yeah, it's like, with everything that's going on in the world right now, you know, okay, I'm missing money a lot, you know, I'm missing earning money and actually having to think about what I'm buying and spending money on. But, you know, I'm not bothered about getting it back on track as soon as possible. You know, I'd much rather everything be safe for Demi and myself first. to a degree anyway. And yeah, you know, in the meantime, I'll do YouTube, I'll do Twitch. I'm happy. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine by me. You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met. I would have to agree with this. Again, there is this. The reason I'm not going all the way there is because there are some people that, yeah, I do really want to impress, but a lot of the time I don't care that much. You know, I am who I am. You don't like me, whatever. Sorry. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. Hell no. Like, I'd miss Demi. I'd miss the dog. I'm not sure if the dog and the cat would count. I'd assume they would. But, you know, again, content. I could literally spend 2 whole days just pre-recording content, Twitch streams. Perfect. I'm happy. And imagine the amount of beating off you could do. Like, you'd be shooting powder by the end of it. I think we just had a little insight into my personality there. You're more of a detail-orientated than a big picture person. No. Don't think so. I think I'm more of a big picture person because there are certain things I won't do because I can see the long run. Again, I can see the big picture, and generally you know, if I have a big picture, I have an idea of how I want to get there. So, yeah. Details don't bother me so much. It's more getting to the big picture that matters to me. Oh yeah. I am a super affectionate boy. Like, I'm very cuddly and I'm very, very needy. You know, if Demi hasn't paid attention to me in 30 minutes, I will go and just lie on her on the couch. You know, if she's on her phone, I will just go and put my head in her lap and just sort of stare until I get attention. I'm very needy. Have a careful and methodical approach to life. A little bit careful, yeah. I do worry about certain things, and I do like to make sure that I am careful in certain things as to not affect other things. Still bothered by mistakes I made a long time ago. Some of them, yes. You know, in the life gone by, I made a lot of mistakes. And again, if, you know, 26-year-old me could go back to 13, 14-year-old me, I'd give him a big old slap around the face and just be like, work harder at school, don't focus on this other crap. Like, this shit that you're worrying about now, I can promise you in 10 years' time, you will have forgotten it. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action. Yeah. I usually just like to sort of sit and observe people, you know, doing their thing, having fun. You know, if people want to sort of get me up after a few drinks, of course, but, you know, a karaoke sing-along or, you know, a chat, whatever. Yeah, okay, I probably could be coaxed into it. But realistically, I would much rather just stay and observe. I often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. Nah. Again, being quite an emotional person, I can empathize with them. You know, I don't tend to let emotion guide me that much, but truthfully, yes, I would much rather. But in the same breath, being an empath, I'm okay with people that let their emotions guide them. When looking for a new movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalogue. Yeah. Oh yeah. Demi and I literally, like, we can cook our dinner in the evening, dinner, tea, whatever you use. You know, we'll cook, we'll sit down, and be like, oh, what do you want to watch? Dinner. All right, what's on Netflix? And we will scroll for 10, 15 minutes. Ah, none of that looks right. Okay, we'll go to Disney Plus then. Doesn't look right. Okay, we'll go to Prime Video. Doesn't look right. Fuck. And yeah, by the time we've actually found something, we have basically... Our dinner's gone cold, put it that way. I can stay calm under pressure, yes. A lot of the time, I do remain calm under pressure, but I do get irritable. So my coping mechanism is to hyper-focus. And I mean, like, what I am behind on or what I need to do is my sole focus. You know, if I say have a PC in front of me that needs repairing and, you know, there's just stuff that keeps adding up and people want to keep trying to talk to me while I'm working, I will be quite short and pissy with them. But it doesn't affect the quality of my work. I can still do that and it will still come out completely top notch. That's just me. When in a group of people you don't know, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation. If I was forced to, yes. I'm very good at sort of hanging back without it being weird, you know, integrating myself and picking up the vibe and sort of gathering a bit of information and seeing what people are like. You know, I can sort of I can get into a circle of people I don't know and go, right, this is who you are, this is who you are, and this is who you are. So from hearing this, I know you like that, you like that, you like that. Okay, perfect. I've got enough information now. So generally I won't bother, but if it was completely forced, then yes, I can fit into people and jump into a conversation. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. Not really. I don't dream that much. But when I do dream, honestly, it's the most boring shit ever. Like, it's generally just, to be honest, mostly just sat here doing work and maybe just old times and chilling out with people and chatting. That's generally all my dreams are. You know, I don't have AAA title dreams. In your opinion, it's sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life. This, I feel like a lot of people will judge me for. I agree to some point. And let me explain this before, like, you jump in thinking I'm an asshole. There has been 2 occasions in my life where I have stood on other people to get to where I wanted to be. And this was purely because they were shit. Like, they could not do their job. And once we had some information that helped quickly assist them out the door, shall we say, I went with that information like a dog with a bone to my manager. And that got me a full-time job for pretty much 4 years of my life. You know, a job I very much enjoyed and met some very good friends through. So, if somebody hasn't done anything to you, no. I do not believe that you should don't step on the real ones. But at the same time, if somebody's being an asshole, probably okay to step on them. You're dedicated and focused on your goal, only rarely getting sidetracked. I would disagree a little bit. I am dedicated and focused on my goals, but if more pressing matters come in, then I will put my dreams on hold to make sure that we can do what we need to do. Again, another life example. When I was made redundant from my old job, I had a very good idea that I'd maybe give Twitch and YouTube a proper full-time try. But as the months went on, it got to a point where it was like, right, we are making some progress and we are making money off of it. But at the same time, it's not enough. So I eventually just ended up going and getting a job I didn't really want to get because I was more focused on actually earning money and keeping our house than trying to achieve a goal, which in reality is a very fickle goal. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge. Not so much. If I make a mistake, I get a little bit annoyed because I don't like making mistakes, but it doesn't, it doesn't creep in and eat away at me. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Absolutely. I will always stick with the people I went to that event with. And if somebody new chooses to come over, speak to me, cool, happy days. If not, I'm not that bothered. No. I love when discussions get philosophical. I love it. Like, I really love tearing away the veil and talking about, why. Why? Just, yeah, I love it. You'd never let yourself cry in front of others. I disagree. I've cried in front of a few of my... few people. Friends, family. Some people I kind of know, but don't really. You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere than to more quiet and intimate ones. I'd say a little bit of a disagree. I look for places that are kind of busy because, if they're completely dead, that's never really a good thing. But at the same time, I don't like it to be completely packed. I prefer sort of just a nice, easygoing, calm vibe. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. Yes. Oh, yes. There are many... Oh, shit. Would I answer that? Yeah, I have had many conversations with my friends about how things could change, what possibilities could open up for people in the future, and some of the conversations are just really good. It's always nice to know other people's opinions on the future. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. No. My head is a fucker. Again, my heart, if I could, would tell me just to throw caution to the wind, do everything you can and solely focus on content creation. But at the same time, my head is the smarter one and being like, no, please focus on it, but make sure that you have something else to fall back on. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something you cannot see, touch, or experience. Possibly, yeah. I think I understand the question, but not that sure, to be honest. Usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. I disagree. I do not have time to waste on people. I forgive people mostly not because they deserve it, but because I deserve it. Like, it just... There's no point holding on to hate. It's a fucking horrible thing. I often make decisions on a whim. Disagree. I'm usually a little bit of a calculated person. Time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. I'd agree. There are times that, I love just sitting down with Demi, for example, and I find that more satisfying than being alone. But, a lot of the time I do prefer to be doing my own thing and just, doing what I can. You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a song or a movie. A little bit. I did film studies as one of my A-levels back in 6th form. And yeah, I loved that. Just being able to learn all the different, what everything means. And yeah, I do take a lot of that to this day. And I still look at it. I'll still watch a movie and I can't disassociate just watching it. You always know exactly what you want. No, disagree. I do not know what I want a lot of the time. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently. No, there are times I do look back and think, I could have, you know, done better in school. I could have maybe not pined after people so much, stayed in friendships that were toxic. Yeah, I do think about that a lot, to be honest. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. Yes, that's me. That's me. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. Again, yeah, I'm more of a in-the-moment kind of person, but there is a little... I do like to think a little bit ahead. You know, I'm not a complete present person, but at the same time, there is a little bit of me that thinks, if I do this now, how will this affect future Michael? You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. No, absolutely not. One of my best qualities that I think I have is that I can take a look at someone, like anyone, and I can instantly tell what they're thinking and how they're feeling. Again, I'm a very good empathic person. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. Yeah. You know, whenever you're doing a project, you've got to have a plan of action. Again, good example is when we're doing fresh custom builds at work. You know, with PC building, you have to have a plan. You have to have something up front. You know, you kind of have to look at what holes you've got available in the case, where the cables can run to, where you can tie them to, and how it's going to loop round to where it actually needs to plug in. It's the best example I can give anyway from my daily life. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. A little bit, yeah. Anxiety is a bitch. You know, there are many people that I am very worried that, you know, I know what they think of me. I know how much they love me. And it gets sometimes into my head that all of a sudden they'll just hate me and I won't know why. And so yeah, sometimes that does happen. Feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. If it's a mutual thing, so, you know, say if I ever went to TwitchCon and somebody was there that, you know, I'd maybe known about their stream, something like that, but we've never really interacted anywhere. Yes, I would go up to them because I know that we're going to have some mutual interests. But a stranger on the street that I'm going in dark, no, I will not. Because I would be so worried about coming off creepy or boring because I don't know what they like. You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. Yes. Oh yes, I am a good thinky boy. You look after yourself first and others come in second. No, I will happily put other people ahead of myself. Again, I've gotten better. Actually, I'm going to put that there. Because I've got a little bit better that I don't put everybody ahead of me now. You know, again, friends and family are the main ones that come ahead of me. I would much rather see them happy first than worry about me. But if it came down to just a random Joe that I didn't know, then no, it's me. It's all me. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment. Yeah. I can plan an evening before about, you know, what I want to record, what I want to stream. And then when it comes to the day, it's like, oh, fuck it, actually, I want to do that instead. Like, this is a very spur of the moment thing. You know, I actually wanted to record some more Rocket League today. But then while I was sitting waiting for a meeting to start from one of my jobs, I was like, actually, no, fuck it. I liked that personality test that Jack did. I want to do it. I want to see what I get. My mood can change very quickly. I am an absolute fucker. The slightest inconvenience can put me in a foul mood for hours. I can be a bit of a fucker. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. Yeah? Yeah? You know, I sometimes have a lot of thoughts about, you know, how amazing it is that a load of different beings, you know, like, came into existence. So, just the diversity of nature, you know, you've got us at the top of the food chain. You've got, you know, things like geckos, cats. It's like, how the hell did life get to a point where it was like, oh, fuck it, we need some of those. We need some of those. Often talk about my own feelings and emotions. I'm still not great at it, but I'm getting better. I'm getting a lot better at doing it now, especially, again, Demi is my main one. You know, I maybe need about 5 or 10 minutes just to get over my grumps or think about what I want to say, but you know, I can open up eventually. You've got a detailed educational career development plan stretching several years into the future. Ooh, I do, but again, whether it's what I want to pursue is a thing, because this is what I would love my goal to be. This is my goal, but at the same time, I am qualified in so many different things that I do have fallbacks if this doesn't work out, which there is a high chance, you know. Again, this is a very, very fickle business, but I'm going to keep doing it and hope for the best. That's all you can do. You rarely dwell on your regrets. Yeah, again, past is the past. There are some things, maybe put that there actually, there are some things I think about, but there are a lot of things now I just don't care about that much. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. Not really. It does make me feel drained, but not to a point where I need, like, a holiday or anything. Actually, maybe put that there. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary, yes. Again, this is why I'm quite cautious in what I say about becoming a content creator full-time, because, yeah, I do accept that it probably will never happen. But I also like to think that it could, but likely won't. Which is a horrible, horrible mindset to have, but yeah, realism over visionary, I'd say. You find it easy to empathize with someone who has gone through something you never have. Again, to a degree, yes, but also it's quite hard. It's quite hard on certain things because you just don't know what to say. You don't know how the person's feeling on the inside. It's a difficult one to answer. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organised and consistent efforts. I disagree. I'd say I'm very consistent across the board. You know, I do have days where sometimes I'm more productive, but it's never just, you know, I'll sit around with digits up my bum, and then it's like, oh, actually, no, I got to do this now, and then go and do it. You know, I will always be doing something to, you know, to progress, but it won't just come out in spontaneous bursts. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Disagree. I'm quite good at keeping my emotions in check. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. No, not at all. No. I need anime and cups of tea and sitting on the sofa with my dog and my wife. That's all I need. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. Gotcha. Again, working with computers every day, you know, you do think about how far certain things can progress and how much it could actually be used for the betterment of humans. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something, yes. But again, Other people is a very vague term, so if it's just general people I don't know, I maybe won't care so much. But, you know, again, I know I talk about it a lot. Demi, family, if it was going to affect them, then yes, I would think a lot more about it. You still honor the commitments you have made, even if you had a change of heart. Yes, if I've promised someone something, I will generally go through with it, because I've promised. My word's my bond. You know, it's just one of those things. You rarely feel insecure. Nope. Nope. I always feel insecure. You know, again, big nose, big forehead, I'm getting a bit thin on the back. You know, it does make me feel insecure, but at the same time, if somebody pointed it out, it's like, oh well, who cares? All right, and that was it. That is calculating. So we're a mediator, INFP-T. So we are 72% introverted. That sounds quite accurate. And I'd say we are pretty much even between intuitive and observant. I'd probably say that's accurate as well. Yeah, nature is very right. 71% feeling. That is quite good, I'll be honest. 53% prospecting and 60% turbulent. Okay, let's do a little bit more on this. No, I don't want you to email. So mediator personalities are true idealists, always looking for a hint of good even in the worst of people and events, searching for ways to make things better. While they may be perceived as calm, reserved, or even shy, mediators have an inner flame and a passion that can truly shine. Compromising just 4% of the population, the risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high for the mediator personality type. But when they find like-minded people to spend their time with, the harmony they feel will be a fountain of joy and inspiration. That is pretty accurate. I will give it that. So being a part of the diplomat role group, mediators are guided by their principles rather than logic, excitement, or practicality. When deciding how to move forward, they will look to honor beauty, morality, and virtue. Mediators are led by the purity of their intent, not rewards and punishments. People who share the mediator personality type are proud of this quality, and rightly so. But not everyone understands the drive behind these feelings, and it can lead to isolation. Okay. We know what we are, but not what we may be. At their best, these qualities enable mediators to communicate deeply with others, easily speaking in metaphors and parables, and understanding and creating symbols to share their ideas. Fantasy worlds in particular fascinate mediators, more than any other personality type. The strength of their visionary communication style lends itself well to creative works, and it comes as no surprise that many famous mediators are poets, writers, and actors. Understanding themselves and their place in the world is important to mediators, and they explore these ideas by projecting themselves into their work. Okay. I can see a lot of this. Alright, we'll finish off reading this, I guess. Mediators' ability with language doesn't stop with their native tongue either, as with most people who share the diplomat personality types, they are considered gifted when it comes to learning a second or third language. That's not me. I was really shit at our French classes in school. But then I also had a really bad teacher, so I'm not sure if I just didn't try. Their gift for communication also lends itself well to mediators' desire for harmony, a recurring theme with diplomats, and helps them to move forward as they find their calling. Unlike their extroverted cousins, though, mediators will focus their attention on just a few people. A single worthy cause spread too thinly, they'll run out of energy and become even dejected and overwhelmed by all the bad in the world that they can't fix. Yes, and that took me so long in my life to come to terms with, that I just need to focus on the real ones. You know, I said it earlier in the video. I used to try and please everybody, and that quickly just got to a point where it was just not working. If they are not careful, mediators can lose themselves in their quest for good and neglect the day-to-day upkeep that life demands. Mediators often drift into deep thought, enjoying contemplating the hypothetical and the philosophical more than any other personality type. Left unchecked, mediators may start to lose touch, withdrawing into hermit mode, and it can take a great deal of energy from their friends or partners to bring them back into the real world. Luckily, like the flowers in spring, mediators' affection, creativity, altruism, and idealism will always come back, rewarding them and those they love, perhaps not with logic and utility, but with a worldview that inspires compassion, kindness, and beauty wherever they go. Okay, I like that. So we've got J.R.R. Tolkien, William Shakespeare, Bjork, and Alicia Keys. And Tom Hiddleston, hey. I will quite happily be sharing with Frodo Baggins, Johnny Depp. Yeah, I'm happy with that, I'll be quite honest. I'm quite happy with that. But I hope that was interesting for you guys to watch. Like, I really hope that's helped. I'll leave a link to do this personality quiz if you're interested down in the comments below. And let me know what you get. Like, let me know how you did in this quiz. And yeah, while you're down there, make sure to do all the other YouTubey stuff. But until next time, peace out, much love, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.